Today I'd like to talk about how we complete the bar in two different time signature, 2/2 and 3/2. First of all, you have to understand and you must learn how to define these two different time signature. So two beats, there are two beats in each measure. So number 2 on the bottom, that stands for half note, which means that the minimum gets one count. So 2/2 means the cut time. Basically, there are two minimum beats in each measure. So that is a simple duple. How about 3/2? That means there are three minimum beats in each measure. So that is simple triple. So three minimum beats in each measure. So you must understand the difference between 2/2 and 3/2. All right. So now we're trying to complete each bar with the rest sign only. So let's look at the first bar. So you have the quarter beat stranded. So we must be able to define the time signature first, and then we're trying to divide the bar into section based on the time signature. So this is a 2/2. So we have to subdivide into two sections, and then we make sure that each section we group into each minimum beat. So that is what you're supposed to do, right? Without having any confusions or making mistakes, all right? So you have a quarter beat stranded. So you make sure that you make it into a quaver beat first. And then after that, you make it into a quadruped beat by putting a quaver rest. After that, you make it into a minimum beat, right? By putting a quadruped rest. So that's how you complete the section and complete the bar. So first section, can you group into a minimum? Yes. So the first section is done. All right. Next one is just a blank. So we just put one minimum rest to complete, and then the whole bar is complete. So that is how you complete the bar. Whenever you have half beat or a quarter beat, or sometimes one beat stranded, you must be able to group into a minimum beat. All right, for each section. So let's look at the next one. It's a 3/2. That means there are three minimum beats in each measure. Then we're supposed to subdivide the measure into three sections into three minimum beats. So now the first one is already there. The second section we have to be able to group into minimum. All right. So you have a quarter beat stranded. So we're putting a semi-quaver rest to complete into a quaver beat first, and then put a quaver rest to complete into a quadruped, and then putting a quadruped rest to complete into minimum. The next section is blank, so we just put one minute rest to complete. So that's all also finished. All right, let's look at the next one here on the top. So 3/2, that means there are three minimum beats in each measure. So we're subdividing the measure into three. Make sure that each section you're able to group into a minimum beat. So when you see the first section, you have half is stranded. So that one you have to be able to group into quadruped beat first by putting a quaver rest, and then quadruped rest to complete into a minimum beat. So the first section is done. The next two section is blank, so you just put minimum rest for each section to complete the bar. Okay, let's look at the next one. This is also 2/2. So that means there are two minimum beats in each measure. So you divide the measure into two sections. Make sure that each section you group into a minimum beat. So let's look at the first one. So you have 1.5 beat stranded. So you need another half of a beat to complete and group into a minimum. So you just need a quaver rest to complete. So this is 1.5. You need another half to complete to group into a minimum. So you just put a quaver rest to complete. And then the next section is blank. So we just put a minute rest to complete. And that's how you complete the section. And that's how you complete the bar in 2/2 and 3/2.